Recording in progress.
Welcome everybody to the Board of Selectmen meeting for February 1st, 2024 at 6 p.m. So everybody is aware, we are recording via WCAT6, our local access network, also via Zoom. It's also being live streamed on Facebook, so everybody's aware. If anybody else is recording, please let us know so we can let the public know. And you can still do it, we just need to advise the rest of the public that you are doing it. Okay, and I have everybody stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. Okay. So the first thing on our agenda is a very exciting item, and it's a meeting with the Central Massachusetts Regional Planning Commission for the Master Plan Kickoff meeting. And this is where we're going to start punting around our ideas, meeting the people that are involved, and starting this whole process here for our master plan. So it's very exciting for the town. It's been, was it 17 years now since the last one?
2006.
2006. We've had a master plan. So we're a little out of date to get it updated. And tonight, start. I know, huh? Everybody got master plans in front of them except me. All right. So welcome everybody. So everybody is aware, because we are going out via social media and through Zoom. If you're going to speak in the meeting at all, please identify yourself by your name and whether you're a resident with the town or what your position is, so everybody knows and it meets the requirements for Zoom. Okay? So we'll start this off. First of all, let's meet CMRPC. How you all doing? Do you all want to identify who you are?
Sure. I'll start it off. They asked me to start it off a minute ago.
Very
so my
good.
name is Janet Pierce. I'm the Executive Director with the Central Mass Regional Planning Commission, also known as CMRPC. We like to go by acronyms, but to give everyone our full name. We're based out of Worcester. We serve the city of Worcester and 40 surrounding communities. Warren is included as one of those communities, so it's really great to have a wonderful partnership with the town. Congratulations on your one-stop grant, which allows you to update this master plan. I was thinking 2008, so 2006, a little bit more to catch up on, but we're really honored to be contracting with you to do this. We look forward to it. From what I understand, the staff spent most of the day today touring Warren. Thank you, Chris, for providing that tour. And I will let them introduce themselves, but on behalf of CMRPC, we're honored to be working with all of you and looking forward to going through this process.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's great to be working with you again on another project. You guys have done so much for our community, and we hope it continues for many years. You know, there's always something that needs to be fixed.
And once you update your master plan and your implementation strategies, then we start looking for funding to fix different things or to keep it the same, depending on what the public voice has to say. So, thank you. And I turn it over to the rest of the staff that's here tonight.
So you're all aware, you don't have to worry about trying to focus yourself on the camera, because when you speak, the camera's just going to go to you automatically.
Perfect.
So it finds you.
The camera is here. But you know that. You guys have the same.
We have those.
Yeah.
So you're good. All right. So who wants to?
I can start. Hello, my name is Victoria Chavez. I work with CMRPC as a comprehensive land use planner. I really look forward to seeing what Warren has. There seems that there's a lot of potential here, and my main focus will probably be around town services and facilities. So people who are working around here, I already met a few of you. I look forward to talking more with the workshops and stakeholder interviews as well. Thank you.
Hello, I am Elena Ion. I'm the Manager of Comprehensive Planning at CMRPC, and we assist communities with developing master plans primarily, but also some projects around urban revitalization, town center revitalization, and so on. we are very excited to work with you and assist you to put together your master plan. We currently work with 4 other communities to develop their master plans, which means we've built some efficiencies around developing master plans that hopefully will help apply to this project and help save some time and some hours. But of course the project is entirely customized. It is your project, it is your baby. So we're hoping to assist Warren with developing a few priorities to help the community with visioning and identify some projects that are a priority for the community. And in the process, we also hope to identify a pipeline of fundable projects. Ultimately, this is what we hope for, that will attract funding to Warren. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Jordan Hollinger, also with CMRPC. I'm a principal land use planner.
And I'll do a longer introduction.
Okay.
I have Rich here supporting a presentation.
Yep.
Perfect.
Are you ready?
Yeah. You want?
Make sure you share them.
Yeah, I will.
Perfect.
Let me see. Slideshow.
So hello everybody, I'm Sarah O'Brien. I've been with the Central Massachusetts Regional Planning Commission for almost 3 years, which is crazy. And I'll be project lead on this, which means I'll be working closely with the town, but also I can be a great point person for any resident concerns along the way. And as you met our amazing team, only part of it really will probably be working with about 5 other people from CMRPC on this project, so we're excited to bring full force. But I wanted to share a little bit about us and the values we like to bring to these projects, and what the process is going to look like on the town side, what you can expect from us as your consultant, and what we'll be expecting from the town to make sure this plan really works for what a unique community Warren is. I'll say personally I had the honor of sitting in front of Chris Dunphy for 2 years, and all he wants to talk about is Warren. And it was this place I had never been to, and I was like, wow, I really want to be a part of this. He's like, the momentum is going, everybody is engaged, and I'm really excited to be here. We spent the whole day learning how beautiful the town is and how much so many people care about it, and I'm already inspired. Like, we're having a long day today. I'm like, should I go home and start writing the master plan? Probably not. So it's been so encouraging. A little bit about me, how I got into this work, and the values I like to bring to these plans. I grew up loving my hometown. It's the place that taught me, everything that I love about myself, how to love community. I started community organizing in the church when I was like 8, and then moved into the town-wide part. And those are the memories I treasure the most, and how we could kind of build community. And what I'd like to focus on is, how do you take residents that care a lot, whether it's passion, whether it's complaints, and turn them into people who are super comfortable working with the local government as partners, understanding the processes that get things done, and kind of building power, going with it. Especially in these smaller towns where there's not as much money or people to go around, but there's a lot of people who love living here. It's like, how can we use all those resources that are already here, to make it the best town it could be? So that's kind of the background of where I come from before I started a career in planning. But I was brought into Central Massachusetts through Clark University, through their grad program for community development and planning. And working at CMRPC has been like, this is probably the best region to work in, is what I've learned over the years. So I'm really excited to start this journey with you and with our team who come from so many different backgrounds and knowledge parts. So I'm not going to be the one writing the plan. We have a bunch of different experts that will focus in different areas that we'll go over now. If you do next slide, I'll tell you what a master plan is, especially for folks who haven't heard about it. You do have one from 2006, so that's available online if you'd like to read kind of what you could expect from it. But I'll tell you why we do them. First of all, as a type A, I love master plans because it's one thing for everything. Everything a town does, everything a town has influence over, all of the town services and facilities. So we're doing an inventory of what needs to be done to the buildings. How can we support our department heads, boards, committees, volunteerism, staff? But we also go into more big picture things like housing. How do we keep housing affordable? Or is housing affordable? How do we understand, is there housing need? What kind of houses should be built? Very similar for economic development. what are the current businesses, how can we support current businesses while building, what other businesses or commercial, industrial do people want to see, what would be helpful. Then we go into transportation, so that could be everything from road restructuring to safety, traffic, looking into multimodal if that's something Warren's interested in. Is it safe to bike around town, walk around town, public transportation. And then open space and recreation, you might be more familiar with if you've read the kind of recent open space and recreation plan. So we'll be diving more into what does Warren have to offer for recreation? What are the open space areas that we really want to preserve and make sure are appreciated for generations to come? Similarly with natural and cultural resources, goes into invasive species, more historic and landmark cultural places that we want to preserve, ways that we could keep the town character and history alive as we move forward into the future. And then land use is kind of my favorite chapter, because it takes all these different things and puts them into how do we balance all the needs that we've been hearing of businesses that should come in while we want to protect open space and put them into one area and take that back to the zoning and town bylaws on, does that reflect the vision that the town wants to go in? So before we get into any of this, we do a very, very important exercise of visioning, thinking about, where are we going? We have all these meetings, are we going in the right direction? Are they adding up to something that we all believe in, or a majority? What makes Warren special? What do we want to keep pushing towards? So that will be a pretty intensive community engagement portion that I'll go over the timeline of, but I want to make sure it's clear that happens before everything else that we're talking about, to make sure we get as much buy-in as possible. And what I was mentioning before, really building community power to work with the town, this process itself will be helpful to kind of push that and be an entryway for residents to get involved in the processes if they're intimidated by just not knowing how things get done. The master plan is a great way to kind of crash course town planning 101. But so once you have a master plan, we see they're super beneficial for how towns interact with residents and vice versa, especially with transparency, with making decisions. So you could refer back to the master plan when you're doing capital planning, other smaller long-range plans, and thinking about where to kind of pool resources first and foremost. It also really helps with grants. So you'll see if you talk to Chris about grants, there's a little checkbox. Do you have an updated master plan? Yes, yes, yes. And even the exact language in the master plan, it's your language. You could copy and paste it into grants and really help things going. And it's a document that developers can read and see, if I want to start a business in Warren, how can I align with what the community wants? And use that document and kind of take out the middleman of, would this be compatible? So those are some things we see master plans being really helpful for. Elena, I'm going to put you on the spot. Is there anything I missed on what?
You
Was
were
that good?
perfect.
Perfect. Cool. So you can go to the next slide, which is a doozy. And it's small, so I'll go over it. But I wanted to be transparent about what we're looking at for process and timeline for this. Master plans are funny because they take a really long time to make, but it also feels rushed at the same time. So we're doing a 1.5-year timeline. We have the first phase here, which is starting now, to May 2025, which was funded through the state program called One Stop for Growth, and a small town match. So we'll be doing half of the chapters, all the community development, and all that background data analysis through this work. Phase 2, so the second half of the master plan is not yet funded. We have a grant written and prepared for this spring. So that will be through a grant program through the Department of Energy and Environmental Affairs. So fingers crossed if that comes through, that would start in November and go towards the end of October 2025. So our process here is we always have a committee for master plans to make sure that the community has so many opportunities to get involved at every stage of the plan. So for Warren, we decided it was best to use the existing CDAC committee, so Community Development
Advisory committee.
Advisory Committee, thank you. So we will be using their meetings every month for the next, like, 20 meetings to think about all of these different aspects of the plan that we touched on, all the elements, and make sure we're doing the community engagement well. So I'm saying that now because these meetings are public, but we're really encouraging everybody to come to the CDAC meetings to talk about the master plan. That's really where we're going to be making the biggest decisions as the timeline moves through. So we are starting next month, so the February 28th CDAC meeting will be the first one where we're going to talk about the master plan. And then right after that, we're kicking into making a survey. So that's when we need everybody's help. We're going to get as many answers as we can for the survey so we could really use the data that we're getting from residents as an analysis of the town. So that it's very important to get as many voices as we can from every single neighborhood in Warren. Anybody who works in Warren, lives in Warren, likes to go through Warren. We're going to be turning to all of you to make sure that survey gets out to as many people as possible. And then to kind of go more in depth on what the survey is going to cover, which is every chapter that's in the master plan, we'll be doing a workshop in the spring. And I'm hoping it's going to be a little bit of a party, so it won't be in like a public meeting you have to stand up. It's going to be more interactive. We're going to bring a lot of folks from our side to have more in-depth discussions, going further than a survey question. Do you want more housing? Yes, no. More talking about lived experience. What are the struggles that your parents or your children are going through staying in the town? What would be helpful to your specific experience of or living and working in Warren? So the workshop is a great opportunity to not only come into feedback for the master plan, but also to get to know people. I think our towns love just the opportunity to have a lot of people in the same place that really care about the town. So we don't have a date yet, but that's a big, mark your calendars for May, and look out for that because it's going to be crucial to have a really successful workshop so all of these chapters that we'll then spend the next year working on really reflect what the community wants to see. And then in June, we'll make the vision statement for the town, which is very fun, and that will inform all of these different chapters. So we'll start with housing, economic development, transportation, and this says each month we'll be talking about like transportation strategy, housing strategy. So that'll be basically just a brainstorming session with the committee and everybody who wants to come from the public on what are our priorities for this specific chapter? What do we want to make sure isn't missed? And then we'll have drafts of the chapter coming in starting in 2025. And all the chapters will go through a draft period, in the summer of 2025, which is open to all residents to read the draft plan before it's released. And then we'll go back and make edits accordingly. And then we're looking for a select board vote in October 2025. So yes, it seems far away, but as you can see, every month is a very packed, and it'll be good.
A lot of work ahead of us.
A lot of work. Cool. I think I have one more slide. Yes. Oh, yes. So thinking about who will be as CMRPC and what we're expecting for the town. For the town side, it's basically, we have a lot of knowledge about Warren from previous plans, and we have a lot of knowledge about the region as a whole, but we want to make sure we're including things that are very sensitive to the context of the town, the history of the town, and lived experience. So this is really what we're going to be looking for, and Warren has already been so generous today to give some town expertise. Who else should we be interviewing, bringing to the table, and then of course the committee meetings. Yes. Thank you.
Next.
Yeah. And this is what you can expect from us. So we'll be doing stakeholder interviews. We'll be doing more of the behind the scenes, developing drafts of the survey, facilitating the workshop, and then ultimately providing narrative for the chapters for the CDAC committee and then the select board to review. We'll also be doing mapping and a lot of data analysis that Victoria's already started. And you can count on us to create a finished product for the plan that's not a 300-page novel that's hard to read, but more of an inviting, accessible document for residents who maybe have been working on the town for 20 years or are just kind of stepping into what does it mean to get involved in the town. So we will have a longer document with all the information we've received, but also a smaller version that you could see to be like, okay, if I want to skim this in 5 minutes, what can I take away from this process? How can I get involved in smaller ways? So that's what we'll be doing. Any questions? That was a lot.
Nobody has any questions
I have
yet?
a question.
Yeah.
Yep, sure.
So, you said they're gonna be looking at town facilities and, buildings.
Yeah.
We also have a master plan being written for the mill
Mm-hmm.
section. Are they gonna, are these gonna work together?
Absolutely. Our timelines are beautiful on this. So it'll be powerful to have that as a piece.
Great.
Question from Chris. Would you want to speak on that?
Yeah, I just want to be clear that Wright's Mill plan is being actually performed by a private consultant.
Yes, yeah.
But we connect the CMRPC with them, and we'll make sure that works together.
Very good. Anybody else have any more questions? Anything so far?
Cool. I think just my last slide is my email. Already got that. And this is Dominique's email. She's not here tonight, but she's our Director of Community Planning. She's also available for questions or concerns along the way. And I have business cards that might be easier than this. Because as we mentioned in the timeline, we kind of have to do this quick, honestly, so we don't lose momentum, because it is a year and a half. So I want to make sure we're here. If you have concerns along the way, if there's anything you want included in the plan, even after the workshop, please. We're totally here for any conversations. We want to make sure this plan speaks to the town. That is our #1 concern, or else we failed. If we have a plan that doesn't work, then this was all for nothing. But these are our emails. Please feel free to use and abuse them. I'll take any more questions.
Thank you very much. Do you have any questions?
No, I just a comment, I think. One thing is the 2006 master plan, we did use some, but I don't know that we really leveraged it probably like we could have. And so we had it done, and then it got put on the shelf to some extent. What's interesting is I think that our commercial zone district came out of this master plan. But, it was done in like 2015.
Yeah.
But I think what I'd like to see out of this new one is that we keep using it, right? Like we keep getting grants, keep trying to move forward and I guess meet the goals. And would we, I don't know, review it? So instead of waiting another 20 years now, can we sort of maybe every 5 years
Absolutely.
or something, kind of bounce it around again? And
Yeah.
Yeah,
The first
do you have an
action
answer?
item of
She's gonna step in. Help us.
Rich, every day. No, with us as your consultants, and we know the town, Chris has been great. I think this is his second home. We laugh about that, but what you've brought into this town for resources and really creating such a great relationship between CMRPC and Warren. With us doing your work, we're gonna be working on your implementation strategies. And part of the implementation strategies include where you find funding to move forward with your goals on the master plan. So, we have a staff of over 50 right now, and everyone will be familiar with what your goals are. And when the grant opportunities come up, we call you. So it's when I say every day, sometimes we do get grants day after day. And I think you've experienced some of that too, with Chris calling, hey, the ADA is coming up, or MVP, or Green Communities. All of the funds that are available, and we're becoming much more familiar with the federal grants as well. So you're on our radar.
Yeah.
We know what you're looking for, what the needs are. And one other thing I just want to throw in as well, what we've been doing with our master plans is we try to bring in the youth factor. They're the future of your community as well. So we want to hear those voices and going out to the schools and meeting with them as well. And hopefully to have them stay in town and bring friends in, right? to keep the town vibrant and whatnot. But so it's pretty much every day.
Okay.
We're trying to work on your behalf. We're not going anywhere. We've been your planning commission for 60 years, so.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So we hope to continue to be that.
Very good.
Excellent.
Anything else?
No.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sarah, but
Oh, that's
Mr.
perfect.
Farrar?
I would just say, you know, it's a pleasure to work with Central Mass Regional Planning Commission and Chris and Janet and the staff that is out here today. You know, they've been very helpful along the way with moving a lot of projects forward with the town and making improvements with the town. And we're really excited to continue that relationship and that partnership moving forward, and we're really excited about this master plan. So thank you very much for all your help.
I agree. It's amazing. This is an opportunity that we've been looking forward to for a while. We know we've been out of date for a little bit here. We're trying to get with the future a little bit. So this is very exciting for us, and it's an exciting time for our community. And if anybody's been paying attention, there's been a lot of changes within Warren in the past few years. A lot of grant money coming in. We have brand new police vehicles, town vehicles, fire department vehicles. We're trying to update a lot of the services within the community as far as automating things, making things more accessible, upgrading computer systems. We're using technology to get out there to a wider audience for everybody. So we can, for the people that can't make it to our meetings, they're still a part of our meeting. Whether they watch us on Facebook or they watch us on local access network or they're on a Zoom meeting, it's accessible to everybody. Or if they just want to be traditional and come in here and sit with us for a couple hours each night. Some of the topics are boring, but it's good to engage in your community and see how things are happening, because we truly work for the community. And we want to be doing what the residents also see the future of. And having that community engagement, and I don't know if anybody's really paid attention to our meetings, but we always give residents and anybody opportunity to speak and express. If they have a complaint, let's hear it. Okay, there's a comments and concerns section, so we can listen to them. So we may not be able to answer it or fix it, but we always listen because we want to do better. And the only way we can do that is know if we're doing something wrong or somebody wants to see something better. So it's kind of like the master plan. If you don't engage in it and you don't talk or say your concerns with the master plan, that may not be seen because nobody else might be thinking that. So every little opinion, no matter what it is, helps. So fill out the surveys when you get them, engage with CMRPC, and get your ideas into the plan, because we can't think of everything, and you guys can't think of everything. There's people in this community that know a lot. We got very talented people here, very intelligent people that want to see good, but they're afraid to speak up. Speak up. This is your opportunity. Let's hear your voice. Tell us what you need. Tell us what you want to see the future of. And, hopefully we can bring you in that direction. So there's that. I personally would like to see better accessibility for travel through our community. Start taking your notes. Because I would like to see better accessibility. Bike trail, a little more bike sections for the roads. That would be nice to have. Consolidation of services to streamline town government a little more. Public safety complex, it's a must-do. Along with some other upgraded buildings within the community and upgraded green areas, parks. We have beautiful areas in town, but they've been neglected over years. So having our parks brought up to par and beautified would definitely help for the image of the community and make things accessible to other residents. Also, looking at some of the downtown parking. One of the biggest complaints we have is there's not enough parking downtown. I have nowhere to park. I can't park here. And we've had meetings where people were battling over parking spots, wanted dedicated parking spots to them because it's just not enough. And we need to really address these little issues that may seem small to somebody that doesn't use the town center, but people that want to use it and use the stores down there, they may drive by because all the parking spots are taken up. They're like, well, I have no spot, so I'm not gonna stop at the market. You know, I'd love to stop there, but nowhere to park. So having those things happen is gonna be a big, big supporter of business in our community, having that accessibility, and it might actually invite more business into our community. Right now, we currently, I don't think we have any houses on the market in our town.
What?
I don't think there's any houses on the market.
Really?
There's a couple.
Is there a couple?
West Warren.
Are there a couple in West Warren? Okay, we got a couple houses. But a lot of people want to live here. They are going fast. People want to move to Warren. And that's great to see, because that shows we're doing something right, because people want to live here. People see the schools. They want to be a part of the school. They want to have a good fire department. They want to have a good police department. They want to have all this. So we just got to make it more inviting to them and make it better. So, and I think that's pretty much it. I'm sure people are getting tired of me talking. But I can go on all night. All right. Anybody have any questions, comments, anything? Anything anybody would like to say? Anything that's their concern tonight?
Is it okay to mention what occurred today, or?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, come
So
on, Chris.
I'm Christopher Dunphy. I'm with the Central Mass Regional Planning Commission. Been working with the town advancing community development block grant projects, for over 20 years now. And we've done a lot of work over the years, replacing water lines, streets, sidewalks, throughout the village centers of Warren and West Warren. But what's happening right now is a lot of synergy. And simultaneously, we've got this master plan happening. Just today, the town was awarded a grant to do an accessibility needs study that's going to evaluate all the current public spaces throughout the town and what's accessible, what's not accessible, and how can we bring them into compliance. We just finished the open space and recreation plan, and you got the big Wright Mill study happening. So the energy and the enthusiasm I see is amazing. And hopefully we're going to bring all these things together in a very public manner and get a lot of participation. And what's going to come out of these grants is hopefully a lot of future physical work to the benefit of the town. I can tell you from a CDBG standpoint, we're going to wrap up the School Street neighborhood this year. There's going to be a lot of construction going on in that neighborhood. We're going to be working on School Street, Otis Street, Prospect, and Richardson. So that whole neighborhood will be wrapped up with new water, streets, sidewalks, etc. Now we're moving back into West Warren next year. We hopefully will be doing some work on River Street and Central Street. I was out there today canvassing the area. I'm trying to get some surveys. So anyone from that area that has not responded to those surveys, please do so we can advance some more work in West Warren. More exciting is we do have a grant in hand to do a design of the town common. So hopefully I'm going to use the expertise of these folks to help out in that. And we're going to bring in a private consultant to do a design of the town common. Derek's going to be involved, Rich, and hopefully some of these folks from this master plan committee. And we're starting to look at parks. One of the projects we're going to be applying for on March 25th, the next round of the CDBG, is design of Cutter Park. And I've been working with Sue, Ramsey, the park commissioner, and others in town, and we have some neat ideas that the public will soon hear about. I'm going to do a coffee hour with Jim at the Senior Center on February 17th. It's a Saturday, giving people an opportunity. Sometimes during the week is hard, so come and meet with Jim and I. We'll talk about what we've got planned. Then the Community Development Advisory Committee meets, along with these master plan folks, on February 28th, a Wednesday, okay? And then we're gonna have the public hearing with the Board of Selectmen for the next CDBG round on March 7th. So plenty of opportunities to get involved. Call me, call Sarah, call Janet. And
Call somebody.
We can answer your questions. So thank you.
Thank you.
So there's a lot going on in the community, so, you know. Sir? How you doing? Please identify yourself and your position,
I'm a
or,
bit late because I'm working, but do we have an open land, open space plan specifically? I mean, other than the downtown and the improvements and stuff, I'm
just, you gotta
specifically
identify
concerned
who you
about-
are, though. You gotta say what your name is, because it's a requirement for social media,
well,
Zoom.
I thought it was a meeting a few days ago, and I came and there was
Yeah,
no
but
meeting, but,
we go over Zoom and social media, so it's a requirement by the state
Say your
to
name.
identify
Just
who
identify
you
yourself,
are.
Kurt.
oh.
And then,
I-
if you're a resident or whatever.
I'm Kurt Snow, I'm a resident, a lifelong resident.
Thank you, sir.
This was my homeroom class and everything. No, specifically, I'm interested, I should say, I would say, in what we now have as farmland.
Mhm.
Some of it a lot of it which we're gonna lose in the very near future. That's, my interest is in preserving that.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
anybody's
anything-
looking at taking anybody's farmland.
No.
And we're not,
I live on Santos Road.
yeah.
Across the street from me is the Stanek Farm at Stanek.
Yeah.
Huge amount of land. He's 90, doesn't get around well. Nobody's helping him out per se. He's not gonna be with us long term. I'm not being a jerk, but, and I would hate to see that land and that whole area up there get developed or bought up by somebody who has a large amount of land already there that can do what they would please, but that's in our town. I would like to see something, that's not the only one, but that's one that I know of specifically.
And I think everybody wants to maintain the small town atmosphere of our community. Nobody's looking at turning Warren into a city.
No,
Okay?
well,
And we're not looking at putting skyscrapers up in Warren or anything like
no, I
that, or
don't, that's
taking
not
anybody's
going to
property.
happen.
Or, and as far as solar facilities, we've have pretty comprehensive bylaws now,
Yeah.
which kind of nip that in the bud. So
Well,
a lot of the
the-
solar is kind of not interested in Warren anymore.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see that, but the specific area I'm talking about borders somebody who has, from the Warren line to the Palmer line up there.
Yeah,
And I would like to see that area, which is a good recreational area up there, hunting and so on, preserved somehow.
and that would be difficult for us as a town to do because it's private land. And
It is now.
what private landowners do is up to them and how they will it to their family or leave it to their family. So it's difficult to get into debates about private land because honestly, you wouldn't want us going in on your land and saying what you should be doing with your land because we believe something else should happen with it.
Oh, I
Um,
understand that
So
part.
that's difficult. We have no intention of taking anybody's land and developing it in any way. This plan is to get an idea of where the town wants to go and identify the future. There's no land grabs, nothing like that gonna happen. You know, and we all moved here. I know I moved here because I love the country life. I love the atmosphere of community. I love the fact that, you know, I could walk down my road and I see trees and deer and I have bear walking through my yard. Not too long ago, there's a moose walking through my yard, okay? I love that. I want to preserve that. I want to preserve that for our children, okay? And I think everybody here does.
Well, that's
feel
what,
the
that's
same
my
way.
question is, do we have a contingency plan about, preserving the woodlands per se?
Do you want to answer?
Well, I was gonna- Sarah, or one of you, could you just speak to Mr. Snow? Because this is a good example of how the master plan might work, right? How would you deal, in the master plan, how would you deal with private rural land that we decided as a town we would like to preserve, right? Does the master plan address that? How does it address it, right?
Yeah, something that's good about the master plan is I think it thinks less of, you know, what's happening today and what the potentials could be for the future. So as you're saying, you know, if property changes hands, it has that vision of, if unfortunately this is not the same owner, what do we envision for this area? So that could be helpful, especially with preserving, because it's more of the things that aren't as predictable that we could do for more long-range things.
Well, I'll meet with you guys
Yeah.
later if you have the time
Absolutely.
to discuss a couple of thoughts I have.
Perfect. Thank you.
Great.
That's I mean, your
Yeah.
input is exactly what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
And we'll be talking about land use and zoning. The town has levers and zoning tools at their disposal to protect land and open space, so that will be part of the process as well.
Very good. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody? Anybody on Zoom have any questions?
Share.
Do we have anybody on Zoom?
Yeah, 2 people.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what came in this, but.
Great. Did you have anything?
No, sir?
Okay. So, again, engagement is definitely something we want to do. When we have quiet rooms, nobody knows what's going on. So definitely feel like, you can engage the members of CMRPC and talk with them, and let them know what's going on and what you would like to see for a vision. I don't know, Chiefs, do you guys have anything?
No, I mean, it was very nice to meet with some of the members today. Had some very nice conversations. I don't want to speak for Jerry, I'm sure he had the same experience, but had some very nice conversations. And I'm sorry, Adam Lavoy, Fire Chief, forgot the rule. But no, it was nice to talk about a little bit about, the needs for the public safety complex, some of the things and challenges that we're facing with some staffing and stuff like that, and what's going on in the world, It is definitely different. So, talking about the town in general and a lot of the different aspects of the town and things that are happening and working well. So it was a nice visit. I think we sat for 45 minutes to an hour, and it was a very nice conversation. So thank you for your time.
During what, police chief? Same as Adam, I got to meet them and speak with them and go over my problems. So they didn't have enough time for me to say all my problems. And it's nice to see this be starting for us. Big step for us.
Do you want to say anything?
You looking at me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you very much. I'm Carrie Schmidt, I'm the tax collector. I didn't really talk to any of you today except for meeting you briefly and sticking my nose in when you were interviewing somebody else. But I think it's great.
Hey, that was
I'm looking
me.
forward to it. Yes, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys, can help us out with. It's gonna be great. And you did a very nice presentation, so thank you.
So I'm just going to go down the line since you guys don't want to speak up, Joe.
Hi, Joe Conrad, Board of Health. Well, my office deals with problems daily. Unfortunately, it did not come with a bottle of aspirin. But I'm sure sooner or later, one of these young people will step into my office when I'm there, and we'll go down the list.
So we talked to Mr. Snow already. You're next.
Oh, my way up. I'm Philip Woodford. I'm a representative of the Warren Conservation Commission, so I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys have to do for like land use planning. I'd like to speak with you afterward. We do have provisions for trying to preserve some land. It just becomes, like he said, an issue of private property. We can't come in and take it. So there might be grants out there that we could search out once we know more about it to try and acquire some of this land if it becomes for sale. So looking forward to hearing more about that, and that's me.
Sorry, Chris Dunphy again. To address what you asked, we assisted Warren recently complete an open space and recreation plan, and a lot of that data and information will be incorporated and used in the development of the master plan. But having completed that open space and recreation plan, it now allows the town of Warren to pursue grant funding through the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection for a number of different purposes. And perhaps these folks can help me out, but land acquisition is one of them, as well as improvement of parks and open spaces. So that's another eligible activity now that Warren can tap into.
Thank you very much, Kristen. Jimmy?
Hi, Jim McKeon, Warren Emergency Management. Got a chance to talk with the group this afternoon for about an hour. Went over what our mission and purpose is, and I'm looking forward to working with you guys anyway.
Very good, thanks. Ray?
I'm Ray Capaco. I'm a resident that serves on the Finance Committee and the Capital Planning Committees. And I appreciate what you guys are doing, and glad to have you here in town and helping us out. And you did do a very nice presentation, Sarah. Second that. And yeah, just looking forward to hearing more.
Carrie Smith, tax collector. The more land the town acquires, the less tax dollars we get on it. I just want to say that. We'll be digging deeper into the weeds.
There's always a scale to that.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you have open space, the town looks more attractive to residents and businesses also. So we can leverage, right, open space to bring people here or businesses here. So it's kind of a seesaw thing.
You know.
Dawn Swistak, treasurer. I got to meet all of you briefly today. It was a pleasure. I'm really looking forward to working with you and seeing what you can do for Warren and, continuing our relationship. So.
Drew?
Drew King, Planning Board, and I've lived in town probably 25 years, I think, but sounds very exciting. Very exciting to see what goes on.
Great. And you're gonna provide lots of comments, right?
I will.
You're gonna fill out your survey?
You betcha.
I'm Karen Kelly Gray. I'm a resident. I'm also on a couple of boards. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. This is all opening up some new doors, and sounds great.
Very good. Anybody on Zoom want to say anything? Anybody have any comments? No? Here she is. Sue Ramsey?
I'm trying, hold on.
You're trying, yeah.
I'm probably the only one on Zoom, I think.
No, we got two more.
Yeah, I'm Sue Ramsey from the Parks Department. Looking forward to working with the group as well. I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person tonight, but I had some other commitments at home.
Tell Rich to grab me a beer out of the refrigerator, too.
Bill is hungry.
Bill. Bill. Sorry.
What's the fridge bill?
No beer, just dinner. He's getting dinner.
All right. All right. Well, we had a mix of everybody tonight.
Yeah.
A little entertainment for tonight.
Sir, I have
Sorry,
one thing.
Bill. I called you Rich, but also he's Rick also. Yes, sir.
I just want to add one more thing on the master plan, and it's the big, what if we do nothing? So just think about it. If we have no master plan at all,
It's a big question. What if we
where
don't?
are we going to be in 10 years if we do nothing? I think the public will be interested in that.
So anybody want to answer that one?
Rudderless ship. It's like a rudderless ship. You just like bouncing on the waves, right?
So nothing happens. We lose opportunities, certain grants. Nothing moves forward. There's no plan for the future.
No direction.
No
Taxes may
direction.
go up.
There's a variety of things, that can happen. And, to have something like this, a plan in place where the town has all engaged in it, but hopefully everybody engages in it. I would like to see a survey filled out by every single resident in this community, but I'd be happy with 10% too. But this is where we can tell people where we want to go, because if we do nothing, nothing's going to happen. It's going to be the same old. You're not going to upgrade certain areas. We're not going to be able to do certain things. Spaces, green spaces, recreational spaces continue to deteriorate. Yeah, and we get to it when we get to it. This opens up grants, so not only does it take away from the taxpayer having to fix up a park, or fix up a section of the town, or do another repair somewhere else, which we could have used a grant for because we had a comprehensive master plan in place, we lost that opportunity because another town had that ready. And we're behind the times on that. So that's why. Can you answer better? Would you like? Take a shot at it?
Karen Kelly-Garay, when will the surveys be available?
We're hoping March.
March, okay. Okay.
So in March, and then the other thing, one of the things that we are trying to make it is more accessible for the community is getting documents online also. So when we do this, it's great to have a paper copy. But we gotta have a digital copy that we can put right online for people to view and say, okay, show me the part that you have a plan with parks, or show me the part that you have plans for this, you know? And they can go right to that section. Is that gonna be available online too?
Absolutely.
All right.
We have some examples we could send to you after of some other master plans that have a similar design. But it's basically like a interactive website that we usually build at the end of them. So it's just one page. You can navigate and click on the element you're interested in, and there will be little summaries. You know, if you don't want to read the chapter, here's your major takeaways. Here's our biggest priority projects or initiatives, and then a link to read more about specific topics.
So is that gonna be made available for people once
Absolutely.
we start this up? So people will be able to go onto that website and see where we are in the process, see where meetings are, when the meeting's gonna be available, and probably have the surveys on there,
Right.
so they can pull them up digitally and fill them out online, make it more accessible. Am I missing anything?
No.
I'm just kind of rambling on.
Yeah.
I'd like to add something, Victoria Chavez, CMRPC. We do have a Leicester Master Plan Facebook page as well, so if anyone wants to follow that, please do, and we'll have updates on there, trying to make sure that you guys can access surveys. We want to make sure we have different streamlines of making sure we're reaching everyone, so social media, web page, in-person, paper, whatever way you can, so.
So you're gonna start a Facebook page?
It's already up and running, so.
It
we
is?
haven't
For
posted
Leicester,
anything
for
yet.
Leicester.
For Leicester.
Oh, for
Not
Leicester.
Warren.
Not for
Well,
Warren?
no,
Oh.
we need Warren.
But
We don't want Leicester.
we can make it and easy up and running, so I apologize, but we'll get that pretty set up easily. We have the
Alright.
stuff to do it, so.
And once you let us know about the
I
Facebook
will
page,
message.
you know, we'll get it out to everybody.
Yeah.
We'll push it out through, through our channels too. Because everybody's active on Facebook.
That's the way.
That's a whole can of worms right
For better
there.
or for worse.
So, but, all right, so we have a plan. Do you have anything to add? Do you think we covered everything tonight?
Yep. Thank
The
you,
best we
everybody,
can for a
your time.
kickoff meeting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the beginning. All right. Do you have anything before we go?
No.
Sir?
No, sir.
Mr. Furr?
Nope, nope.
Anybody else in the public have anything to add before we let these folks go home and get dinner?
Thank you, CMRPC, they've done a lot for us.
Yeah, thank you very
Really.
much.
Thank you.
Definitely, thank you very much. We appreciate everything you've done for us and everything you're gonna be doing for us in the future. We need the help. We're a small town, and every bit you do is definitely a step in the right direction. So thank you very much from our hearts. We truly appreciate it, so thank you. But other than that, you can hang out for the rest of our meeting, or...
Get started.
Huh?
They're gonna go home and get started. You gotta let them go.
Well, I need you, all right, then I need you working on our master plan. Get home and write that plan up. Get that Facebook page up.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave our cards at the door for anybody.
Okay, great. Oh, and don't forget your.
Yes,
Posters.
grab your-
Yes.
Thank you
We
for
got
that.
prizes.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
party
very
gifts.
excited.
That is our beautiful town.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll do a quick break.
You've been moving along those posters pretty well, haven't you?
Turn it sideways.
You're telling me these weren't for us?
Turn it sideways.
They all saw it in my cube, and they all want one now, so.
Oh, cool.
What's for Janet as well? Yes.
I saw the poster that Joe has.
I'm gonna get outside. I think it's a little chilly.
If you want more, we have more.
Okay. After a certain point. Yeah, just a couple of struggles.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thing, and I see that I still have a million other things left next time. So Jeff, can you just go really quick?
I tried.
I don't even know if there is.
Next couple of months, I'm most busy on Thursday nights with another committee.
I appreciate it.
We'll be in touch, Jim.
Okay, thanks for
Take
that.
care, guys. All right. Moving on.
Good evening. Take care.
Discussion and appointment of Daniel Thibodeau to the Town Levy Compliance Safety Committee. Anticipated vote. Anybody have any objections? No. Do you have any objections?
No, sir.
You made a motion?
I'll make a motion to appoint Dan Thibodeau to the Town Levy Compliance slash Safety Committee.
Second.
All in favor?
Richi Hacker, aye.
Derek Bellis, aye.
David Dufresne, aye. The motion passes unanimously. Okay. Discussion, well, we're gonna pass over the election workers, right?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, if by any chance, the town clerk had called today and asked that we could table this to the next meeting. She has some paperwork that needs to be signed by the board. So if we could table that, and possibly, table number 4 as well. I don't think the paperwork's ready on that.
No, that's not formally ready. And then we don't have the warrants of bills.
No.
So we're gonna have to table that to the next meeting.
Yep.
Same with minutes.
It's,
Do you have a town administrator report
I
you
do,
wanna present?
I do, yeah.
Okay, so we'll go to town administrator report.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman,
You're welcome.
members of the board. I just wanted to give the board an update of where we are. This week has been a very busy week. We had budget week. I've met already with several big departments, and we'll be continuing to meet with some departments tomorrow, as well as early next week, and we'll be wrapped up by Tuesday of next week with all budgets due back by February 8th, with a copy to me and a copy to FinCom in their mailbox. And, you know, budget requests are coming in at various needs. And they will be reviewed, and we'll be bringing them in front of the FinCom and in front of the boards momentarily. I do also want to give an update on some status that we've had with filling the interview process for our town accountant's position. We had another interview today, and we're going to be having second interviews, not next week, but the week after. We have had several interested individuals that come up with a variety of different backgrounds, some with direct municipal experience, which is really a good plus for the town. And we're going to have second interviews the week of the 13th, I believe. Yes, the week of the 13th, we'll be having second interviews going within that week. So it's very, also we had this week, and the police chief can fill us in a little bit more on this, but we've had also interviews this week for police officers' position. So we have to fill at least one full-time officer position at this point. And we had interviews we had 4 scheduled interviews. 2 people showed up, 2 people didn't show up. You know, this is problematic throughout a lot of departments. Police, the sewer, I've had a similar situation dealing with sewer. It's just tough to find qualified individuals that, you know, can fill these various positions. So we're very hopeful that, you know, that at least one person had emerged at the chief, and and the lieutenant really wanted to push forward, and I think that there's going to be something in the future coming in front of the board for consideration. So we're very hopeful on that aspect. And we're also, planning for the future, possibly leaving this out there to be advertised to get, as many additional resumes as possible for review. So we met this week, and that's what we had come up with. I also want to report back to the board that I did this week contact the plumbing and heating service to address the situation at the Warren Fire Station with the hot water heater. That will be handled. The contractor that provided us a quote I thought was fair and reasonable, and that their insurance has been verified, as well as going through the process of providing them with the prevailing wage requirements that would be required for the position. That has all been verified. I've green-lighted that. They're working with Chief LaVoy to set up a time to get that fixed and repaired. So that will be done within the next 2 weeks. That particular contractor is booked out for at least a week, but he's going to try to see if he can fit us in sooner. So I just wanted to give you a brief recap of where we are in terms of the budget process. Still very fluid, still seeing some increases in insurance premiums projected out for next year. And we still, we're trying to methodically go about, putting this budget together. We're going to be finishing up the meetings with the department heads this week, and hopefully we'll have everything, pretty much in a spreadsheet level very soon.
Very good. Anything else, sir?
No, sir.
I do not.
No, sir.
For the police officer position, that's getting really competitive for a lot of towns, because I just seen Sturbridge reposting again, Charlton's posting, Auburn's posting, I think Oxford, all these towns are putting on posts. I think West Brookfield just posted for some too. I don't know. I thought I seen a posting for them. But everybody's sending out Facebook. And that's something we probably, I don't know if we had it on Facebook.
Could have been when we were in jail.
Huh?
Our Facebook page, they shut down, the original one, so we just started a new one.
When did that happen?
It's been down, it was down for several weeks. We were trying to get resolution to it because
Yeah, that's probably...
our person runs both, and for some reason their system was flagged somehow. It wasn't flagged for anything, it just for some reason it got stuck, and they would not allow posting on it. So they ended up having to create another whole thing. So there really wasn't that option at the time. They now have one back up and running. It was nothing malicious. It just for some reason it was almost like that something got flagged in the community, and for some reason they stopped allowing posting on it in there. So
Yeah, it happens.
yeah, it was. I don't know. I don't know if that
Always
someone tried to
feel
hack
free
it.
to
It was.
ask me to post on the town's website, the Facebook page.
On the Neighborhood Watch?
No,
Or the towns?
the town's, because what I do, I post it on the town's Facebook page, and then I push to others. But it starts on the town's, so it is real, it looks official, it is official. So feel free to.
So you avoid getting like a shutdown situation or something?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, the group it's private, has nothing, there's nothing there, but it's nice when, when I share something, it's nice if it's coming with the official phase of, the town's official web Facebook page, and then goes over, or to avoid, Facebook works very weird sometimes. So.
I don't like it.
Necessary evil these days, though. A lot of stuff's going on, and I see other communities posting everything on there now. They put out all this stuff. And that's why I've been seeing and I've been seeing them, they've been popping up on my news feeds, Charlton, I'm not a member of
Charlton's
Charlton,
hiring,
but
yeah.
Charlton's, police department's hiring, because I just seen that they're looking for applications now from people. So it got out to me.
We call it 8 people, 7 or 8 people. Only 4 called us back for an interview. We scheduled 4 interviews and 2 people showed up.
It's the days.
Yep.
We're having a hard time at our work too, getting people, and
Yeah,
it's just,
been crazy.
it's actually starting to really irritate people, because I get guys working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yep.
So, and they're getting burned out, and there's nothing we can do about it, because we need to have somebody. So, but it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just you guys, it's every town, every community. It just hurts us more, because we don't have as many to fill in.
Right, that's
When
where
we have a department of 8 guys, and 2 of them leave us, those are shifts that need to be filled now.
And the other thing is with no part-timers, you used to have 15 people who fill shifts. I got 8.
Same thing with fire department. I can see the stress in your eyes.
I mean,
I see.
it is what it is. I mean, like you said, it's every community, you know, when you see those, you know, you see a lot of these advertisements, I see them too. I see them all the time, Auburn, you know, the other towns, and, you know, what's concerning even, I mean, those are towns that you never saw have to advertise before. They were
Right.
ones that are always,
People would-
everybody was flocking to them left and right, and when they're advertising over and over again, it shows you clearly the shortage that
Look at
is out
Sturbridge.
there, so, you know.
They're putting it out there and they're pulling lists, they don't get a single application. You know,
It's across the industry, unfortunately. It's kind of the new reality here. And, you know, like I said, I sympathize with Chief Millette. We deal with it every day. You know, it's just something that becomes the norm. So we're trying to power through it as best we can, and, you know, just keep asking for support from the community, and that's all you can do, you know, so.
all we can do is try to make it the best work experience possible for them, and give them the best time to work in. And hopefully they'll come. You know, because if we raise the pay, next town raises the pay.
Well, now the bigger towns are giving signing bonuses.
Yeah, we give a sign-in bonus, the next town gives a sign-in bonus.
Yep.
And when you got a guy that sits there and he goes, well, I'm choosing between 10 different towns, what are you gonna do for me?
Exactly. The bad part with us is we get these people over in here. I spend thousands of dollars putting them to specialized trainings. Then it goes to a bigger town like a Rutland or Southbridge or whatever. And I just paid for them for them to get these people.
And we lost that.
Yep.
We lost that resource. Now we gotta train somebody else because we need it.
Yep, it's required.
And it makes them marketable. They put that on their resume.
Yeah.
And they
And the bigger
jump
towns
on
suck
one of
them
these
up.
bigger towns where they're gonna make another $20,000 or $30,000 a year plus. It's a constant battle. We're trying to do our best. And if there's anything you guys see that you need us to help you with, anything we can change, let us know. Because we want to give you the tools that you can hire these people and get these people in, but it's every town. You know, Jimmy's having problems getting people too.
Volunteers is.
Nobody wants to volunteer anymore. So, sad. So, you're good with your part? Nobody had any questions?
No.
Okay. All right, so any new business?
I don't have anything.
Nothing, sir.
Okay, old business?
Nothing.
Me neither.
Okay. Correspondence, did we get anything, Mr. Burke?
No.
You guys?
No.
Just a heads up, Park is planning the Easter Bunny at
Oh, really?
Lucy Stone Park for this year.
Okay.
So we're working on the flyer, and it will be available soon.
Very good. So, you hear that?
Cooking bacon.
So that means there's
Yes.
air in the system, and the system's not heating, because it's not circulating properly, so probably wasting a lot of money, because that needs to be put in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably something, if we have money in the maintenance,
Okay.
we're gonna need to have that, because all it is steam
Mm-hmm.
going around the system. So, It's like distracting now. All right, so no correspondence. Comments and concerns?
I have no comments.
I just want to share with this if it make it work quickly.
You know any space gadgets going on here?
Yeah, it's a gadget. Oh, I was putting it upside down. That's what it was. Not moving.
That's never that loud.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'll go
All
back.
right. Glad you're sitting there.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Okay.
Yes.
So,
Oh, it's time for red.
Flare.
yeah, so we can see where the heat is coming. Oh, that's you.
It's pretty hot tonight.
You can see it all.
Yeah. That's really cool.
It's too hot. You guys look over there.
That's cool, oh, yeah.
All the black spots is where all we're losing our heat is the cold.
Oh, wow.
All the old is pretty hot. Anyway, it's a good tool. We can go around the building and check out where our weak spots on the building.
Well,
Go outside.
the giant windows that
Yeah.
have no seal to them.
Well, that will be very clever,
Yeah.
you know, in this spot. Like that. But it's a good tool. It's just a toy.
All right, anybody have any comments and concerns from the public? Mr. Conrad?
Okay, just a reminder that the state has, well, they call it a crisis hotline. It's phone number 988.
Next to the TV.
If
On the left side. Yeah.
you're having a panic attack, you can call them. They will try to calm you down. If you have somebody in your family going off the wall, it might be better to call them to find out how to calm that person down. It's just a tool.
Okay.
They're there, they're willing to help, they're willing to listen.
Very good. Thank you very much, sir. Anybody else have any comments and concerns? Anybody on Zoom? Everybody leave?
One person.
Nobody?
Why?
All right. So next meeting is February 8th, 2024 at 6 PM. That is the regular Board of Selectmen meeting. And that's Thursday, February 8th, 2024 at 6 PM.
Motion to adjourn.
Second,
All in favor?
Rich Hacker, aye.
Derek Bailey's eye.
David Dufresne, aye. We are